Good morning. Welcome to today's call. It is November the 29th. Whew, end of the year already. My name is Marty Forrest. Getting used to saying that still. And my website is helloextraordinarylife.com. All of these calls are recorded there. The recordings are put on the website under Insider Calls. So if you want to listen to anything else, they're all titled for whatever the call was that week. And I also have one-on-one coaching. So if you're interested in one-on-one and reprogramming that negative self-talk, you can reach out to me for that. I also do a mentoring course for 6 weeks, and that will begin sometime in probably January. I'm going to look at some dates. I haven't figured out dates yet for January, but that usually runs for 6 weeks, an hour a week, and it's a group call. I've had as many as 5 and as few as 3, and it's just a great time to be intimate, and I get to share those new ideas and places to expand your own consciousness and grow beyond where we are now and beginning that relationship with the inner child. That's really in the reprogramming of our negative self-talk, it's getting back to the roots of our inner child, that little one that lives with us. And I'm super incredibly passionate about that because I know that's where my real deep layers of healing began, was when I started that relationship with her and taking care of her in ways that she was not taken care of when I was a child. So I became basically my own parent. So I go over in the course, I go through ways to do that, and each week prepares for the next week. So it builds on each other. So we do that for 6 weeks. It's a pretty amazing course. I created it myself, and I love it for myself, and it reminds me every single time I do it of my own tools that I forget sometimes. So today's topic is acceptance is key. And I have it shows up for me often, the acceptance or the unacceptance. Really, it's me not accepting something about me. That's generally the case. I'd like to offer the perspective of I create my whole life. I co-create my life with you. And you are co-creating your life with me and anyone else in your life. So we are ultimately the creators of our life and every single thing that happens, whether we do this consciously or unconsciously. We are creating our world. We create our world and our life for our experiences. We choose every single thing to help us grow and expand in our life. Someone said that to me, and it kind of blew the lid out of my brain. I went, what? What do you mean? I don't get to be a victim anymore? I don't get to blame someone else for my life or my problems? And in that place of I'm creating my life, there's a sense of responsibility that comes with that. That was a big nut to crack open and just take a look at and go, I'm creating this. Why am I creating this? When I could look at the fact that I am creating and co-creating my world, then it helped me to move. Just helped me to move. It helped me to move past being the victim, sitting in that place of judgment and blame, looking at you or anyone and judging what your life is or how I think it should be because it's not what my life would be. And the truth is, anytime I'm looking out there, it's really just a reflection of me and something that I'm still judging and not accepting about me. And it could be, sometimes it's things that I still do. Sometimes it's things that I don't do anymore and I still haven't fully accepted or maybe even forgiven myself for. My mom was here this weekend, and her dog attacked my cat while we were gone. And I took my cat to the vet yesterday, and thank God I listened to myself and did that. But in this process, we have those parenting things, and I still get triggered by my mom. And I look at her and I have this judgment about where she is or isn't, or where I think she should be and she's not, in my opinion. And really, she is my mom. She's blood. I love her. And I don't resonate in that same space anymore. But I've lived in that space of self-absorbed, selfish, and I still see that about the situation in her. It's just a cat attitude. And it took a lot. It took a lot for me and my husband to just accept my mom for who she is. Because we don't live that way. It always triggers something for me, some deeper wound about that relationship with her, and always feeling like I'm not okay or I'm not accepted by her. And there's always some judgment, and I look at myself and I go, I have the same effing thing. I just go, WTF, really? And it happens everywhere in my life. It's not just my mom. We all do this.
Yeah.
And whether we want to look at it or admit it or not, we all do it. And when I can look at, I'm creating my life and my situation, sometimes I can look at the silver lining of it all, and I can see the gratitude in it all. My cat's recovering, but through that process, it's just heart-wrenching to watch him in such pain, and to know that for someone else it's not the same. It's not the same. So I stay with my mom. There's a thread in here. Because I stay with my mom and I go to Modesto to work. I go there once a month for 5 days. And I've been saying, I want to leave. I want to stop driving. I've been doing it for 5 years. And this, last month I think it was, or maybe 2 months ago, I'm finally clear. I'm finally like, I'm done. I want to jump and take that leap of faith and trust that I'll be okay. That when I let go of the business there and driving there every month, that financially I'll be okay here. But that came with a lot of anxiety and a lot of unacceptance and what will my clients think and how will they take care of themselves, because coming from that place of people pleasing and fixing. So I had some of that stuff going on in the background. And this thing happened with my cat. So that all went out the window. All that angst and anxiety about leaving Modesto, because I don't have that in place yet, exactly, the timeline of things. But this incident helped me move further into the acceptance of it's time for me to be done. So you see how I hate to think that I created that circumstance, that I would somehow in that there's a place of my responsibility. Here's where my unacceptance came in this situation, is that I became an irresponsible parent to my animals by leaving them in the same house together. So we didn't know what would happen.
Yeah.
It's never happened before. But we've generally, I don't know that we've ever left them alone before. So there's that place of going, oh, this is my fault. Well, if it's my fault, then I'm to blame. Then I'm the victim. And so you see that place of, if you saw the spiral that I sent out, this emotional guidance scale, I get into that place of frustration and the irritation, and I'm doubting, and I'm worried, and I'm well into that, kind of the top of that bottom spiral. And the place I got to go to, and I'm still working on it. is it happened. Do I like it? No. Can I accept it? Yes. Acceptance doesn't mean I have to like it. It means I can accept what's so. When I can accept what's so, then I can take a different action and move forward.
May I say something?
Yes.
When I accept, I stop rolling it around inside of my head. It leaves. It's gone.
Yes.
It's done. As opposed to when I am not accepting, because I thought I was accepting before, but my sponsors taught me when that stuff is, when I'm re-feeling old things, old hurts, that's not acceptance. That's the opposite of acceptance. But, I thought it was. I thought I had accepted things, therefore I was better. It was good, we could move on, so I couldn't stay sober because I didn't understand that I really was not accepting any of those things. I just wasn't talking about them anymore.
Right.
So.
Right. There's a thing I used to do that I would know the answer was surrender, because in the surrender came some acceptance. Surrendering meaning I'm not in control of some situation. And in that, even though I would know the answer, I would still have to exhaust all of my avenues of control, of trying to make it happen the way I thought it should happen. And I'd finally arrive at this point, and I would throw my hands up in the air, and I'd be like, I don't know what else to do, Spirit. You take care of it now, along with a few swear words in there, because I was really angry at that point that I couldn't do it myself. And I would cuss at God, and I'd be like, you effing do it then. And the minute, not even the minute, the nanosecond that I did that, the surrender happened, the acceptance that I'm not in control, and it would change. Like that second, the space is created because now I'm out of the way.
Yeah.
And I'm in a space of allowing it to be something other than what I'm trying to control.
Yeah.
Today it's much easier. That's the process. That's the process of moving through the, that doubt and that fear and that worry. If you look at if you have this spiral, or if you look at it when you go back online, I was sitting in those places of doubt, fear, worry, overwhelm, pessimism. I was sitting in those places. And then when I would finally let go and surrender and accept that I'm not God, I'm not in control, then it would move up.
Yeah.
And it would move up into those higher places of being content and feeling hopeful, which is where I got to with my cat, now that I see him recovering, and where I recognize with my mom, I'm honest who she is.
Yeah.
And I chose my mom on a soul level to learn certain things from her. And sometimes they're how not to be. It's how I don't want to be. Although it's taken a lot of reprogramming these years to come to a place of, yes, I still get upset sometimes. Yes, I still get frustrated that she is who she is. And I still love her. And I get to be in relationship how I'm in relationship with her. And it's okay. Yeah. I read something recently about let's just look at that upward spiral part where we're in contentment, hopefulness, optimism. I'm reading off of it.
Where do I find that spiral?
It is on the page, Loving Yourself from the Inside Out.
Is that what your website's called? Or just the Facebook page? Is that what you mean?
It's a closed Facebook page, yeah.
Yeah, okay, I'm on there. I just don't see it.
It was under the event for this call.
Oh, okay.
I added it in the comment section because I couldn't put it right in the event place. Did you find it?
Yes.
All right. So when we're on that blue side and we're living there and we're in a relationship with people that are on the other side, downward spiral, because that's just where they live, and we live over here on the other side. We no longer match. We no longer match in our energy, in our way of relating, because we are at that higher level, the higher vibration, higher energy. Mm-hmm. And when I'm in relationship with people that are on this other side, like my mom, she's in that lower energy. Some people call it the fifth dimension and the higher energy, and some people call it third dimension, the very heavy energy in the lower dimensions. It's challenging for us to be in those relationships. So making different choices of small doses with them. This is my family. There are people in my life, they just kind of fall away as a result of us not really relating anymore. Not because we chose it that way. We chose it as an outcome, as like that spiritual outcome of our existence in energy spaces. But I didn't say, no, I no longer want to be in a relationship with you. We just kind of separated and went our own ways. When it comes to family, I get to learn how to accept. This is that acceptance piece, accepting that this is my mom, this is who she is, and I get to love her in that space, because that's all any of us really want.
Yeah.
To be loved and accepted for who we are. Which is that very top of the spiral. And I see I talked a long time. I got on a roll apparently about that. So I will stop there. We're at 9:28. What did you get from all that? What are you taking away from all that?
I want to go to that appointment tomorrow, and I want to have an open mind about how it will go. But I believe I will lose it and make a mess of it.
So I'll ask you to stay on afterwards, because we can do some specific things for you to take with you to that appointment.
Okay.
Okay. Jane, I know you're a little cold there. How are you? What did you get out of it?
Well, I liked some things that I wrote down about I create my own life. Why am I creating this? Why am I creating this? How do you dig a little deeper? And it's not bad, and not all maybe of it, but there's points that are sticky, you know?
Absolutely. And maybe sometimes the why leads into what's the purpose of this creation.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's always a purpose. The purpose is what we created it to learn something or to grow somehow.
Oh, okay. And
it's
so that's
for
how
growth.
You designate, like how you dig deeper in doing that is by saying, like, what is my purpose, and then, like, doing meditations and writings about that.
Yes. And sometimes, like, the more you do that, the more you ask those kind of questions, sometimes it's just clear. In the moment, it's just clear. Oh, I still have a deeper wound. With my mom, I have a deeper wound that's being healed.
Huh.
And I get to walk through that and a deeper place of acceptance.
I think I'm at this place with my husband of 3 years. Like, I don't know. It's just weird. It's like in this derogatory place, like not where I'm at. You know what I mean?
I do, and it's challenging. I had my second husband, I would say, where's that Bitchers Anonymous club? Right? I'd make a light joke about it, and he'd go, he'd like clue in that he was in that real negative, deep spiral.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes just making it a little bit lighter, making it jokingly, they kind of go,
Yeah, but it's more like, why do I keep choosing this this person that, the more I think about it, is like my dad, just like this really very, very black and white thinking, different thinking than me,
Yep. I did that for years and years around my dad. So we choose relationships, generally speaking, to heal some primary relationship. And if the primary relationship is with your dad that needs healing, it's usually both parents, but often we choose in one vein or the other. Yeah. Always in an attempt to heal the original wounding from our parents or guardians without the skills. We keep choosing, and we don't really have the skills. But each time, as we're on this path, we gain the skills. So when we're going up the spiral, we're collecting the tools. Mm-hmm. This helped me a lot when I could look at the spiral and go, I'm going up, because it feels like I'm repeating. And I am repeating in some way, but I'm going up the spiral collecting tools, and each time I spend a little less time in those situations.
Oh,
whether I leave them or I change, I just spend a little less time each time it happens.
Well, and I like the theory that it just kind of falls away when you change your energy. The other energy falls away. I like that thinking because I agree with that.
It does.
That's my thoughts.
Awesome. I'm so glad you were able to join today. It happens every week, 9 o'clock.
Okay.
Where are you at, Jane?
Cool.
Are you in the East Coast?
I'm in Utah.
Utah. Oh, just I think an hour different.
Just in Utah, an hour different.
You're they're an hour ahead.
Yes.
I don't know, but it's 10:30 here.
It's 9:30 here in California. I'm in California.
Okay.
We're kind of close.
Yeah.
All right. Let me